Today, we're at Polybell Farms, just outside of Doncaster.
Claus stands for Concentrated Light Autonomous Weeding and Scouting. It's an autonomous rover that's capable of going through a field and targeting weeds, effectively killing those weeds. But at the same time, it scout the crop and monitor the crop as you go through. So Claus is completely electric. Its power can be charged from the solar panels that it has on board.
We have been working in horticulture, and we have focused on brassicas, broccoli and lettuce. The rover has autonomous navigation to navigate through the field using the track lines for tractors. Our Claus system uses a pair of cameras in each weeding module to detect weeds based on an AI process, and targets each weed with concentrated light, not laser, to kill it efficiently.
It's capable of targeting 60 weeds a second.
We are working with a light pulse of 100 milliseconds or 200 milliseconds, depending on the weed size and the weather. The rover moves a step, stops, takes a picture, processes that picture using the AI, identifies the weeds individually, not targeting the crop.
And then the follow-on thing you see are the multiple flashes in blue,
boiling the wheat and killing them. And then after finishing, it makes another picture, so we have the before and after. The step-by-step operation allows you to work based on the weed density that the field has. It will run faster in lower weed density, and it will take more time for higher weed densities.
So by default, by the time you've finished the whole field, you've only spent as much energy as you actually need to. This will target in the region of 90 to 95% of the weeds in that field. It can get close to the actual crop that it's protecting, whereas mechanical weeders can't get to within roughly 2 centimetres of that crop. Obviously, you're not spending money on diesel anymore. You're not wasting any money on chemicals. And also you don't need to bring it back to base and recharge the batteries.
And potentially saving huge amounts, both in labour savings, but also a better understanding of the conditions of the crop, row spacing, planting, and all sorts of other things.
You are also doing scouting at the same time. The front and back cameras measures volume and position, creating in real time maps of information, plant count from the weeds also, which makes a great pool of data for the farmer to make better decisions, increase yield, reduce losses. Well, we have been designing this to work under all kind of climates.
Today we've just had sub-zero temperatures overnight.
The farmer has made very clear that there's no way that they would have put out any kind of farm machinery in these conditions, and yet we've seen Claus go out and operate no problems at all.
Because Claus is lightweight, sub 300 kilos, it has a very light ground pressure, therefore it can actually go through the field quite effectively. And it's perfectly capable of operating at night as well.
So on an organic farm like Polybell here, obviously the use of herbicides isn't an option, and in some cases weeding is literally needed to be done manually by hand, whereas mechanical weeders, even if they're attacking the weeds and not the crop, are still disturbing the soil. A robot like Claus, it doesn't disturb the soil.
You are not releasing carbon, and you are not promoting more weeds to grow.
So this is an Innovate UK funded project totaling 18 months. The number of people involved in this project: Earth Rover, who have created the robot; Polybell Farms, who are the farm involved in allowing the testing and trialling of the robot on their fields; and of course Agri-EPI Centre.
This project, to be honest, has brought a collaboration together that has only been possible under this project. With Agri-EPI Centre, if that brings in a wider perspective of where that product will then fit, and helping us to bring the whole concept out into the open.
What's next?
We've proven today that there is now a potential for an alternative crop, such as winter wheat.
We have a lot of room for increasing the number of vegetables or crops that we can work with.
We're looking forward to seeing in the next 2 to 3 years this being commercially available and potentially being able to run in swarms across very large horticultural farms. If you would like to learn more about this particular project with Earth Rover, Claus and Polybell, you can get in touch either via the website or team@agri-epicentre.com.